Sustaining a career spanning nearly 15 years is no laughing matter. And our guest on Thumb Stopper this week, Aisha Baker, is proof that being an early adopter isn't just enough to build something sustainable. You need something more, a certain grit and self-awareness to build what she's built. She's an original in every way, unwilling to bow to the expectations of those around her, and walking the path her way. My name is Omar Moto. Welcome to the Thumb Stopper podcast, the official podcast for the DSTV Content Creator Awards in association with Samsung Galaxy.
Another good dive in.
I'm sorry, let me just ask real quick so we have it on camera.
Okay, sure.
How's your tooth?
I should struggling.
What happened?
My friend says to me, don't do the thing in because I'm on the
What is
phone.
the
I'm like,
Oh.
She goes, don't do this while you're recording the podcast. Like randomly, just,
What didn't make that happen? Like the cold air?
I don't know why it happens. I've never had an abscess before. I'm very traumatized by this.
You find out about today?
Yeah, now this morning, I actually messaged guys and then I deleted my message. I can't do this. I'm going to
That's what he said. Oh yeah, she just messaged me and then I deleted it. Yeah.
No, my message was like, hi there, do you have a whole team? Because if you don't, I'd love to postpone, but if you do, I'll push through. Because I have an abscess, I've just found out. Sorry, that'll be for real. I had surgery on my leg. I can't talk about the surgery because I'll be dissing my God. I have brands that exist, but basically, a waitress dropped a sparkler on my leg.
Oh no.
I didn't know I was allergic to sulfur and silver, which is in the sparkler.
How do you even find out that you are? It has to happen like
in my
that.
skin and it wouldn't heal, and then it just exploded and became a whole mess. So I had to have it cut out of my leg.
Yeah.
So obviously got an anesthetic and then I have some painkillers, and one of my painkillers is codeine. I've never taken any medication before. The day after surgery, my husband's like, our passport appointment is tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm on medication. Heart attack. He's like, no, you have to because we're not going to get another Nobel Fees.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. I didn't know that this is what codeine does. So I take my meds. I'm like, okay, let's go to the Nobel Fees. And by the time I get there,
You're floating.
I was like
Smiling
like a show. The one lady was like, excuse me. Please check on that lady. She's not okay. Because I was sitting there like, I had to feel like willing hands. It's my husband and like two kids. And Wayne's like, oh my God. And then they did the thumbprint thing. I'm like, we're so floppy. And then the lady says, can you please just place your thumb down.
Yeah.
He's placing my thumb down. And people are looking like, what is this man doing this? Why everybody's forcing up these fucking documents? And I'm signing, but as I start signing, the pen is like,
oh
like,
no.
he's like, just sign. Don't it off properly. And your signature video was all to go. And then he goes, and I'm like signing it away. But my picture for my ID, they were like, she must come back for ID. Because they couldn't get a picture of me like with straight eyes. I was like,
Then you have to make an extra appointment just to get
I still haven't gone to get my ID card. I'm like embarrassed. I want to go back there. We know we need to fetch it. I made my brother, I signed a document to say he can fetch. I was in the car. Please go fetch. I can't face those people. I was apparently like talking to everybody at Delma Fair, sitting next to random ladies, talking to someone about breastfeeding. I'm like, oh, is your baby breastfeeding? Oh, baby's so hard. So I'm like, oh my gosh. When's like, you were so embarrassing. Like, I can't. So
how the first few years of parenting been?
The first few years of parenting, the first year was hard because I had a big trajectory for my career, and then I fell pregnant with my son, which I didn't plan. And
Funny how that happens.
Funny how that happens, eh? It's Hurricane Irma. To always blame Hurricane Irma for this. I couldn't go get my things I needed to not fall pregnant, so they fell pregnant.
My goodness.
Now, exercise abstinent.
Of course.
So then I was in Barbados with a cricketer with playing last week, and anyway, one thing leads another there for a baby. And my career path I'd set up with my agent was going to be like LA, Dubai, and like started doing that stuff, going to New York, and I wanted to be a fashion influencer and all this stuff, all this blogger there.
Yeah.
And then I got pregnant, and I felt like I really needed to be like a mommy mom. So I needed to give up everything and be a mom.
Okay.
And then I did that for about 6 months. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I don't like this feeling. Like I don't like having nothing to do. I'm a hard worker, so I love working. Then I became like annoying, the kind of mom that like makes the old baby food and like does like the most. And then I started working again for a friend of mine with PR.
Yeah.
And I was like, my name was Michelle, my fake name, sending out emails because it was hard for me to go and like approach influencers for work. I'm like planning campaigns. And then they're like, why would Aisha be emailing us? So I just made up my own name.
So you had to be a 007 PR.
Yeah, it was fun. It was for a few months. I didn't have any money, so I needed the job so bad. So please, friend. And she's like, okay, let's do this. And she paid me. And then I decided, okay, I want to do it again. And then with my second kid, it just like, she can sort of fit in everything. And now I'm looking balance, so parenting, working. Yeah.
That's a tough balance to strike. Especially with the kind of like the world that you inhabit, because your husband he's doing sport, he's off there, you're here. I mean, there's times when you're apart.
Yeah.
You're traveling a lot as well, and you need to keep the business afloat.
Yeah.
Has that transition been a tough one? Because you started 2009.
Yeah.
And it's
what is 2009?
That sounds very far.
No, to me it doesn't.
Really?
I know that was last year.
No, I've heard people saying, 1972 was like 30 years ago. But those are all millennials that think that 2000 is the year that...
When was 30 years ago?
Let's see. When was 30 years ago? 1993.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I can
94.
No,
we're in 2023.
Oh, sorry. I was just projecting that I'm becoming old. Sorry.
I'm 34 next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they... What's 9?
Yes, I did. I was in second year.
Really?
Yeah.
I was in first.
First year. Yeah, you're
study?
under them. You're under the line.
Am I? Oh,
Yeah.
my elders.
My elders!
And you can sit down, girl. Just like he's working.
On my own podcast.
It's nice to be younger than somebody. It's a nice feeling to be younger than somebody in this industry.
I do work in an industry where like majority of people are older than me.
Really, you're so lucky. I'm like the eldest in these streets.
No, I studied English Lit.
Okay.
English literature.
ECT?
No, UWC.
Okay.
Yeah, we played downs.
Oh, loud downs. I could never play it, just
couldn't
simply
play.
for the boys.
I just went to the cafeteria for like there's chip rolls.
Did you pull it the cap?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we in the same generation?
Yeah. See, why did you hear that?
In the cap.
That's all.
I did business science.
Okay.
I started out doing that and then I changed to management.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get out of varsity.
Yeah.
It's very bad at economics and stats.
Why did you want to get out of it? So
I started in 2009. It was the start of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Was that I left matric and all my friends got to do gap years and I was forced to go and study by my parents.
Yeah.
Like, gap year, what is that? So I went to study and I was very lonely. And then one of my friends who studied at Vega was like, oh, have you heard of a blog? Like, start a blog, whatever. So I started one and I started writing about like loneliness and like my high school sweetheart that we'd broken up and like that experience and missing my friends. And so my original content online was always like very truthful and authentic. But then so many people started reading it, it felt very like I felt exposed.
Did it feel invasive?
Yeah, because then like other girls at varsity would be like, oh my god, I also broke up with my high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
And then this whole deep conversation.
Did you at the beginning when you started to catch up, but at the beginning was this anonymous or did you say who it was?
It was the person was.
Who you are.
Oh yeah, see who I was, yeah. And even the people like I used names.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think I was gonna be good. So you imagine like my high school was like, wow, thanks for everything about me on the internet.
You at least use the
I know, I didn't think like that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no one's gonna read this. And then actually so many people, so many females in varsity were reading it.
Yeah.
And then I shifted gears and I focused more on fashion and makeup and stuff. I was part of like a friendship group at campus. We were like very good at finding deals and stuff. So we'd shop at, I don't think you know Traders Warehouse.
Yeah.
Okay, it's opposite the police station. And so there was like Traders Warehouse and like thrifting and we put cool outfits together and then started taking pictures of those.
Yeah.
Just talking about that kind of journey of like looking cool on a budget vibes.
Yeah.
and it grew very quickly. But I always felt rooted in like being authentic, or like speaking my truths, or like sharing my journey.
Yeah.
I am an oversharer. There's all these like terms for this now that I give attachment styles and like codependency. I'm like, oh, I've got all those things. ADHD, I got it. By these, I've got it. And so it makes me an oversharer.
Yeah.
And then I think through oversharing, I got to grow my brand for a while. And then midway through uni, I started doing marketing. So the funny thing about business science marketing, you don't do marketing immediately. You do it in like your third year. So the whole thing is mathematics. It's like calculus, statistics, egos, calculus. I felt so
For the boys.
like, no, calculus was wild. There's only letters involved. Like there's no numbers. The only number you see is 2 or 3. Everything else is letters. So that's what we were doing. And then when I finally did marketing, we were learning about SEO, which I think was like 2011 was quite new.
Yeah.
And then one of my lecturers, I went up to his care, I have a blog, we were learning about that kind of stuff, digital footprint and all that. And I was like, I've got 3,000 subscribers. He's like, oh, that's really good for a South African. And he's like, you should monetize it. And then I started the monetizing journey.
Yeah.
So a little bit later than when I actually started creating content.
Yeah.
And then the monetizing stuff was very exciting to me. I
How
love
did you start that? Because I mean, at that point, you were an early adopter.
Yeah.
Even though blogging had been done like since the mid 2000s already in the States and elsewhere, in South Africa, you were very much an early adopter. 2009, nobody else really was doing this kind of thing. This was before Tumblr, before WordPress, before all of that.
Well, Tumblr was around. Yeah, Tumblr.
I mean, like the explosion of Tumblr that happened in the last 10 years or so.
Yeah.
You were very, very early in that. Where did you get the know-how to say, okay, cool, here's the blog. You didn't?
No, I didn't have it. It was so accidental.
Yeah.
I just, I think I started going to events.
Okay.
So a little bit about me, as I've always loved fashion, and I was obsessed with fashion girlies and like the fashion industry. So at that time, those magazines were like big.
Yeah.
I knew all the fashion girls in the magazines, and I wanted to kind of be friends with them or be like them or be included there. And then that industry sort of brought me to face-to-face with brands. So I was very brazen back then. Like I had a photographer when that wasn't a thing. You didn't have that wasn't a thing to do. You take your own camera.
Yeah.
I couldn't shoot. So then I linked up with a friend studying photography, and she was my photographer. So we'd go to events together, and like, we wouldn't even get a goodie bag. We just wanted to be there.
Just to be sure.
So it's so funny to me today when I like go to events and the TikTokers are like, "What's my goodie bag?" No, I didn't even ask for a goodie bag. I'm like, please don't give me a goodie bag. I don't deserve to be. I didn't know if I was. I'm always like, they're so confident. Even now,
try having to ask for something like, hey.
No, they are confident. But I mean, I also had a little bit of blind confidence, I think, but not so much. But now, even now, I'm like shy. Like, excuse me.
I mean, back then there weren't really rules. There was really no etiquette for how to exist online. There really wasn't.
And it was also embarrassing because no one was doing it. So it was almost,
you were the odd one out.
Yes, always.
Yeah.
It was like a little bit embarrassing. So you had to you have to be willing to be like embarrassed. Because if I was like, this is so weird. Why is there God taking pictures of you at the store launch?
Yeah, but how's such a normal thing?
Well, it's also weird now. I look at it and I'm like, why did I do that? But I wanted to get my name out there and got a little bit of attention. And then I think Woolworths was my first sort of client that offered me something. And that was just R1,000 voucher to be a background in one of their ads.
Okay.
And I thought like,
I mean, then R1,000 was a lot of money.
and then there's a voucher, I could get stuff. I felt like I really made it. And then slowly that started turning. And Nike was one of my clients back in the day. But when I say client, I wasn't necessarily getting paid cash, but like getting a freebie of Nikes.
Yeah. You were getting seated, right?
Yes, it was so cool. And I got to be in like one of the campaigns, which now I realize I was probably extorted, but I was so honored to be in it because I didn't get paid any money.
I mean, you were young, you were new, you don't know the rules.
They gave me all the clothing and more, like a whole box of Nike clothing. And I got to be like in a professional ad with photographers. And it was really cool. It was a cool experience.
Also, there was like I'm happy to be here.
I was always so happy to be everywhere. I still am. I'm like, oh, you like me? Thank you. Like all my issues jump out. So I was always happy to be included. And it was just a fun thing to do. And then I realized that, we could actually change things. Yeah. So then I'd made friends with some other people also doing it. And then we kind of got together and we started teaching each other.
Okay.
So we started
building a little community.
Yes. So we started teaching each other firstly coding, because when you had a blog spot, you had to code your own design. So we would like give each other codes and this is cool. Yeah, it was wild. There was no like applications for this.
Yeah.
So my friend would be like, I want to change my background on my web page to white, and then she's like, this is the code for white, like creating that we and then like we'll change the font from bold to italic. You have to code it. So then we started helping each other like that, and then when new things came out, we'd be like, there's a new plugin, whatever. So we were on web designers, shoot for each other, and then one of our friends taught us how to write proposals.
Okay.
On like making a PDF.
Like pictures start to get clients.
Yes, and it was like a varsity marketing project actually, because we'd go and make our own pitch or whatever on our deck, and send it out to client, and then you'd get someone's email via. There was no LinkedIn to get emails. Yes, LinkedIn existed. It just wasn't so like used how it is now, because now you can find contacts very easy. You had to go to an event and meet people and
like physically take it down.
Yes, this is that person. I get a business card, which is weird to think of.
Are you still in touch with that group of people?
Yeah, we are, and a lot of them work in marketing now. And one of my friends, she still does content creation.
Yeah.
So everyone's sort of in the same field, but just in different ways.
Different spaces working parallel.
Yes, yeah. I mean, you can see like people were more interested in like the way things looked, the way the content looked there in the content creation space.
Yeah.
And then those who enjoyed maybe the strategy behind putting a deck together and getting a campaign brief together, they're working on the back end of like marketing, where they're briefing now influencers to do campaigns. So back then we were given a budget, which I think it's so funny because you tell creators now and they can't believe it. We were given a budget and we were told to create a brief for our own budget. So we weren't given like, here's a brief to advertise this water. You need to do something that like invites this message or whatever. They said, we want to advertise the water. Can you create something? You make your own brief.
Had to come up.
Yeah, you've come with your own director, completely like your own brief. It was so much more fun. So you would
That's a lot of freedom.
It was so nice. It was amazing. Like it was the best. So you'd get together and just think like, what can we do to do God this way? Does it make us feel? And how does this tea make me feel? How can I promote this story or tell the story about this brand? And it was really fun. And it felt like worth it. I think.
Yeah. I mean, you're still 14 years later. You're still active. You are still running your business. I mean, the site hasn't been active for about a year now.
Yeah.
What's that? Is it a break that you're taking from doing this?
Yeah. So a lot of so from that content space, it kind of changed to celebrity type of thing.
I got you.
And I had a publicist at one stage, and then I think partially because of me being married to professional athlete and all that kind of stuff. And that thing was funny to me. Yeah, I don't like being a celebrity. It's not a nice feeling. So I can do it and I can act the way I need to act on a red carpet or whatever. I can be in those spaces. Yeah. But it doesn't quite give me that same feeling.
Does it feel exploitative to you?
It's like icky. I don't know. I cringe at this a little bit. And when someone says they like the picture with me, it's like weird. Like I'd rather have not that it's weird. I don't mind doing it.
Yeah.
I just don't feel that way about myself. So it's like I'd rather have a genuine conversation than take a picture as like friends, like we know each other, then take it like, you're a fan of mine. It doesn't feel quite like it's sit with me.
I mean, that's kind of like to go back to the blogging versus where we are now.
Yeah.
The format that is being used now mostly for content is the video format.
Yeah.
But the shift, there was almost an in-between space in between the blogs and the video space now, where things like Instagram and the stills and having to look glam and all of that stuff. We're back to now. It's just authentically me.
Yes, in this space where we're now, I think it's just changed like in the last maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
This feels like it resonates with me more than the whole like being a model thing. I had a modeling agency. I did all the stuff that I was supposed to do. Get a publicist, go to fashion weeks, do all that stuff. it just didn't make me feel good about myself. I felt more insecure in those environments.
Gotcha.
Because I'm small, like in stature, like I'm shorter than most girls. So I don't have the model-esque stature. I mean, I just felt that pressure to always be glam and looking a certain way. And especially when you start traveling up and down between Cape Town and Joburg, there's a different expectation. Yeah, you can be super chill and just do what you gotta do. Whereas in Joburg, there is an expectation to be more glamorous. Show up and show off. Which I can do, but I don't enjoy it. So then that's where I've always wanted to take a break, and I've never quite taken one because there's always been opportunities. Like during COVID, for all of us, there was such a boost in financially. It was a massive boost for creators because you could make content or send your message across and make so much more money because there was no other marketing. Everything was going through us. So it was a silly time to stop.
It was kind of democratized in a way, similar to what it was previously.
Yes.
I think for me there's all these similarities when I look back and where we are now content. Like I make video content and all I do is just all of these likes and things. I don't do that when I shoot.
Yeah.
It's just straight into the phone. Yeah, these are my thoughts.
Yeah.
Right. I want to just keep pointing at like 2009 as almost like a nexus point for you.
Yeah.
Because that was your beginning. But from 2009 to now, we have this generation of content creators and people that are out there creating content and maybe going down the path of, there might be people in marketing that might be doing the PR. That might be where they end up going. What advice would you give to somebody, say for instance, somebody opens up a TikTok account today and like, I want to do this. What lesson should they take from you as they go ahead with it?
Well, what I liked that I did in the beginning of my journey was I was so fearless and I was willing to make mistakes. But the landscape now is a little different. So when you make mistakes, they very much remembered. When I made mistakes, no one remembered those mistakes.
They're permanent now.
Yeah, they're kind of permanent. So it is a scary thing. I think being strategic would be helpful.
Yeah.
In other words, knowing that like what you create in the stay forever. So, be careful what you're going to be talking about and make sure that you know what you're talking about. I think that's important. I mean, knowing that a lot of creators are obsessed with like views and attention because that's where we are now.
The attention metric, right?
Yeah. So that attention is scary because it can flip on you so quickly. So people can really love you and hate you instantly.
Yeah.
And I have an excellent memory. So I always know like who my biggest supporters are. And then when they flip on me, it used to like send me into like a dark space. So I'm like, how can you love me and hate me at the same time? So that kind of journey was difficult. So there's all these undercurrents, but I also feel like every career field or job has points where you feel like you love that space, and then there's also things that are difficult that you don't enjoy. So just know that if you're going to enter into a public facing career, like having a TikTok, because you can rap so with your there are drawbacks to that, and that like the attention, you shouldn't become obsessed with the attention or the way it feels, because as soon as you're attached to it, it's very hard when either it dissipates for whatever reason, like now you're suddenly bored because no one wants to watch your videos anymore, or when it turns bad, when everyone's like, oh no, everybody's vegan now and you're talking about Brian, like it's when they start attacking you, you feel, it's so sad and it's hard. So I would really say like be strategic about your message and like plan it out almost, and where do you want to go with it? If I could go back to my younger self, I'd ask myself like, what do you want to achieve from this? Where do you see it going? Because I've had to take a break and stop and say like, why do I do this? What's the point? Like, what am I trying to do?
Have you ever felt the need to change for those people that say, for those people that say, oh, I don't like you right now? Have you ever had a knee-jerk reaction to, oh, damn, I need to switch it up now because they don't like me?
Yes, 100%. When I had my son, first of all, I felt that hardcore. Like, I was so sick of you. I mean, colleagues and brand managers, we don't have kids. Like, I was sort of youngish, a young mom. I was 28. Not that young, but like in the industry young. And people my age who did have children didn't talk about it.
Okay.
And they didn't talk about postpartum depression and breastfeeding. Like, you, unless you were a mommy blogger. Like, you had to be so labeled.
Yeah.
And so for me to switch from being at New York Fashion when you're talking about being a mom and how hard it is, it was annoying for people, and then say it all the time. Please stop, like, I can't deal. And it wasn't that thing of like just unfollowed the person. It was like, let me tell you how I feel about you. And then I felt like I needed to hide my journey. But in areas of discomfort, I often run towards it. That's just a thing that I do. It's a little bit of like emotional self, I don't know, I think to run towards what's uncomfortable. But I would then start talking about more.
Yeah.
And then I felt like then everyone was typecasting me as like, oh, she's a mom and that's what she does. So I've always played around with that sort of thing of wanting to like hide my journey as a mother and then showcase it and feel pressured to be a fashion girl again.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel that anymore. I don't feel like I don't care for fashion. I just really still love it. You know, I love a fashion show or Vogue and I enjoy those things, but I don't feel the need to go and shoot fashion content anymore like I did for a short period of my career when I was interested in that. So there is that need to like serve the audience, I guess. And I think anyone who does this kind of career want to be wants to impress the audience who want the claps and applause. So it's a difficult dance that you do.
It is, because on the one hand, you want to be doing what you are doing and want to execute 100% the way that you want it to be. But on the flip side of that, you do need the people to buy into what you're doing, because otherwise, where's the career?
Yes, it wastes the money. Like,
at
the end of the day, you want to sort it out and get paid, right?
Yeah.
And then it's a funny thing. So I've become like a difficult person to work with, I guess.
Really?
Because I'm very like discerning about what I think on. And I don't like briefs because I've never had to use a brief.
Yeah.
So then I get like a little bit of an attitude because I'm like, why are you sending me a brief? Like, why would you want to work with me if I had to be so strict on this brief? You don't want my message. You just want me to be like a mouthpiece for your message. And that's not where I am. And that's not where I exist. So then I find myself now, which is why I took a break or a step back. I don't like where we're sitting.
Yeah.
Where I'm like having to be a mouthpiece for brands. I don't like that.
Instead of being a creative, just happening to working with the brand.
And I don't want to also have to be, so there's some amazing creatives that I'm just going to have mentioned in Instagram work. Like Nabila Karim or Sinead. Like, I love the content's like art. Yes, it's like art. And so people like, or even Trevor Stearman, who's not an influencer, he's more of an artist now, but their work is so respected by brands that brands are willing to align themselves with these creative voices and willing to take a risk, right? And as much as I love their work and their art and that we do deserve that creative freedom, I also wish that they gave it to people who are less like avant-garde. Yeah. Like, let people like deliver their message in the way that feels right for them. Yeah. And I think that brands, or locally anyway, I'm very lucky to do that. So then I kind of don't want to make money from this because it doesn't feel like there's any.
And what would be the ideal for you? A balance thing, or just where brands is, okay, you just carry on?
I think working together collaboratively, I enjoyed that in the past. It's like I'm working with the brand team and they're saying like, okay, this is the KPIs and this is the target which we have to eat. Like, we have to eat this kind of thing. These 3 points. Like, it has to be shot outside. It has to be talking about this part of your life, but do it in the way you see fit. That would be nice. Whereas now you get such a clear, like, it's like a script. Yeah. And I just can't do that.
And I feel like it's something that I've seen in the way that brands operate in Southern Africa, is that adoption of newer ways of doing things. It takes a while for those things to happen. For instance, like in the States, you have maybe a brand, like there was this fast food place in the States that did a campaign with a guy. We didn't even know that it was a campaign, because he pretended, at the end of it all, he pretended that he went into the shop, he stole an LCD TV and he got it home, but it was only showing the menu. 2 weeks later, you find out, oh, that's actually the new menu for this place. And I'm kind of still waiting for branding SA to get there where they're like, okay, cool, 100%, you just run with it.
Yeah.
And I think with this generation of content creators,
I think
that might end up happening.
they are more creative and more ballsy, like willing to push back, like, oh, fine, if you're not going to bring in, then cool.
Yeah.
I would rather not do it. So that's kind of my attitude now. Like, if you're not going to do it my way, then I don't want to do it. Because it's like, I need to have integrity and I'm so good about what I'm doing at the end of the day. If I'm just regurgitating, then I might as well go sign up for a modeling agency in ads. Because I've been down that road and I can do that. That's easy. But I don't want to. And that's like, I have a voice and I like to point of view and I'd like to say it my way. And I'm not going to create a radical, life-changing art, but for the people that follow me and resonate with me, they're going to understand it. So when you're buying into me, you're buying into my audience, and I've got to do it in a way that resonates with them. And again, I've also been doing it so many years. So, if a jewelry brand comes to me, I've shot jewelry in all the ways you could shoot. So I'm not going to do it again, because imagine you've been following me since 2009. You're like, oh, she did this template for 3 other brands. I know that, but the brand managers and the marketers don't know it because they maybe follow me for that long. They've just heard of me. I'm very reliable, so I'm nice to work with because you're going to get what you need.
On time, on schedule.
Not always on time. To be honest.
Good that you admit that.
Yeah, I'm not always on time, but I'm always going to give you what you want. And we're going to get along, And I know that for a lot of brands, they find it's difficult to work with. But people have a love-hate relationship with us. And I think that I'm nicely in the middle there. Where brands like me and the audience generally likes me too. So I'm kind of neutral in it.
I mean, for you to work with the brands, work with the agencies, work with whoever wants to work with you and put their stuff out to you, you need to have a community around you of people that either can help you with the content itself, the support system, but I think most importantly is your community of people that are watching, that are engaging with your stuff. I mean, over the years, as you've built what you have, what was, I suppose, not necessarily the one thing, because it could be many things, but what were the things that you used to get people to engage with what you do, with what you pick up? I know that authenticity, but authenticity is very important. Is that the thing?
That's the thing. It's like keeping it real. That's what they say. I'm just taking it. That keeping it real, being authentic, and speaking my truth and sharing my journey in a way. I've also learned to be less open about things because it affects other people now in my life. So I can't talk about my relationship. It affects my husband or my kids. So I've got to think about things a bit differently now. But I try to resonate with people and how they're feeling because I feel like I am like one of them. So we are the same.
Of course.
So then when I'm talking about things that we can all relate to, I think that's what holds people on to.
Like be open, but you've also had to close off the circle.
Yeah, just maybe boundaries. That's a nice way to put it. I know, I've got all my lingo. I watched some TikToks about psychology. But I have more boundaries with some people who support me. And the radical or hysterical ones have fallen away. And now it's just like a nice community of people. Initially, I think there were a lot of like hysterical people following me that needed things to be a certain way. And now I've got people that just kind of get me. Also, my account is so protected. Like you can't DM me, you can barely email me. Surprised you reach me for this interview.
I mean, when we did, can you remember when we did the post about OGs and people were trying to tag you? People were trying to tag you and people were saying, Aisha, we can't tag you. We want to mention you here, but we can't tag you.
You can't tag me, you can't mention me, you can't DM me, you can't comment on my post, you can't. But we can chat.
How? Send the smoke signal.
Somehow, if it's meant to be, if the universe
meant to be.
If the universe wants to connect with well, I've got such strict boundaries that sometimes I go to a page and I'm like, I don't really want anyone to comment on this post. I just remove the comments. Like I'm like, we can't comment.
I mean, it's kind of like a special place that you are in, that you've reached this place now where you can do that. I feel like that's where a lot of content creators want to get to. It's like a final destination almost for a lot of them to just have their own terms.
You see, you've got to just make your own terms. The minute you let this thing ran away with you, it really does run away with you.
Yeah.
You can get so depressed because I always say to people, don't do what I do. That imagine you like walking in like the shops, right? And there's like 100 people shouting at you, like, and they're saying an array of things. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
I love you, and it's like, it's like, put on clothes, like respect yourself, or like you should be talking about this, and it's like having so much feedback is not good for your mental health. And I think like people gassing you up too much. I've been in a space where I've been totally gassed up, and that can affect you, and also in a bad way because you're like, like stunning. Like,
So distance from reality.
Yes, it takes you away from like your true self, and then when your intention is actually just to engage and like share with people, things align so much better. Like you can have meaningful conversations with individuals, and they're not going to feel like entitled to you changing for them or like healing something within them. It's like, we're just kind of sharing this connection, and you have to create that for yourself. Otherwise you can get to a point where you're so popular and so sad because everybody's just talking about you, and it's not, and then you feel like you have to fight for yourself. It's like a little bit of a digital WeChat. You can get to that. And I've been on the back end of like criticism, saying the wrong thing on Twitter. I don't even use Twitter anymore. What's it called now? X, yeah.
Elon's big fan.
I love it. I really love it. I really love it. I like people that nobody else likes. I think Elon has a lot of interesting insights.
You're not going to argue.
No, I like the way he thinks. Like he thinks differently to most people. I also like Kanye. No one likes Kanye. Or like they like Kanye.
Look, I got a Kanye's tattoo.
Do you? Teddy.
Like a month before he started doing the things that he did.
I know, but I think like don't you think we hold like these people to a very high standard?
I think we do. I think we do, and maybe we hold them to a too high standard.
100%.
But when you get there, you're kind of responsible.
You have to be. Oh, that's another thing. Being responsible. Like, are you ready to be responsible? Like
for your words, for your actions.
I think what scares me now, like when going into like the AI sort of space we needed into, it scares me because I don't know if people are able to think for themselves.
Oh yeah.
Like
to distinguish with what could be real and what's not.
Like I can take a lot of what Kanye says about creativity is cold.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful and like creative thinking. And yes, you see some messed up stuff, but that falls away because for me, I'm only listening to the stuff that makes sense to my brain. But then it's like, you know.
You say that out loud. It's the question there.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to be. And I've been on both sides of that coin. Like, people love me, people hate me. And I told you I don't like the celebrity thing because then you're held to this very high standard. Because
I mean, I feel like it, especially we operate in South Africa. So in South Africa, we have very different standards for how men get treated online and women get treated online. Women are treated to, you're either a sex object or you're expected to be modest.
Yes,
right.
It's either or.
It's either or. There is no.
You can't be like sexy and smart.
Yeah,
it's like so offensive to people for some reason that they don't know why. And that's it bothers me.
Yeah.
So there's all those kind of spaces. I'd rather have my small community than be famous. Because I think if I wanted to be there, I could be there, but I don't like everything that comes with it. You know, like all the negativity, and I don't want to be talked about everything that I do.
Yeah, it's track your every move.
Yes, it's just not. I mean, you see people. Have you ever searched your name on X? Right. Yeah, if you search your name and then you see what people talk about it.
Yeah.
If you're in that space, it's not a nice thing because you're like, whoa, is this what people are wondering? Like, what's Aisha Baker's net worth? And where does she live? Like all these things, yeah. And there's another Aisha Baker that exists in the world. So my net worth, according to Google, is like $3 million. Which is amazing.
You're doing well, eh?
If you Google my name, that's what it says. One of my, I own a franchise coffee shop, and one of my baristas was like, Aisha, I didn't know you have so much money. I'm like, this is another Aisha. It's not me, but I'll get up with this. So, yeah.
That's why you like Elon Musk.
Yeah, because I'm one of
you're one of his.
Yeah. I go to the private, so I made those jokes. It's an off-camera joke.
That's a 9-gag joke. You say that on Reddit. You don't say it here.
No. I made an Illuminati joke the other day. It's the wrong crowd. It was
I'm actually disappointed with how conspiracy theories about the Illuminati have fallen out of favor. Last 5 years, you don't hear.
conspiracy theories.
There was this documentary that came out I think when I was in first year, second year, Zeitgeist or something.
Yes.
And
Oh my gosh, she's just like
you sit there for an hour and this is actually how the world works.
Yes. And then you hate all musicians.
Yeah. There's a such a message in here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the weekend concert, it was there was a message there. Yeah, I get so used to it. The celebrity.
What's your favorite conspiracy?
Well, at the moment,
Yeah.
it's the cloning of celebrities.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Not the
this-
reptilians, because those two are related.
No, I'm not in there. I love the cloning stories. So
Yeah.
the theory is that they killed Michael Jackson and Tupac because they were going to
I
reveal
see.
the secret.
I see.
So they realized that we were aware of this.
Uh-huh.
So they decided instead of killing them, we're just going to clone them.
Okay.
And then make the clone do some crazy shit. So Britney
Okay.
Spears is a clone, Kanye West is a clone. The real Kanye is dead, the real Britney is dead.
And no supporting evidence, because that's
No, that's
the standard of
why is it? Yes.
conspiracy.
I don't need
There's no
supporting
evidence.
So one today about Queen Elizabeth being a member of the witch society.
Oh, she's a witch now.
Yes.
I've only
There's
ever
a,
heard of
there's a
Queen
video
Elizabeth.
though. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that the royal family are all reptiles and that they reproduce by their eggs and all that stuff.
That's when I look so long.
There you see.
Okay, I
So-
love this. I'm gonna go on TikTok and search.
This is gonna go
I'm
on.
so
This is
excited.
gonna go on Thumbstopper after dark.
No, I'm so excited. I've got it. I live for it. I will go into there's also these things called blind items
Wait,
about
say what?
celebrities.
Huh?
It's called the celebrity blind item.
Tell me more.
So it's like a celebrity gossip we don't know about. And there's a girl on TikTok who does lead them out. And I live for it. Most of it's probably not true.
Mm.
It's just so fun to think it might be.
It could be.
It could be true. Maybe Queen Elizabeth was a witch and that's why she lived
Mm.
for so long.
She was
And that's why they broke her wand,
a
put it
wand.
in the coffin. You
Was
see,
I remember that.
in a video.
You said you tell this piece.
Eh?
They break Queen Elizabeth's wand.
What wand?
She has a wand.
She had a wand.
Go watch
She's a witch.
of her burial, funeral.
I need to see this.
And there's this tombstone underneath.
Oh, like
the whole
Dumbledore.
comes from. Yes. I love it. I love for it.
I love that content creators they're here, but then their minds are
I know.
sideways.
All of my shoots go this way, by the way. Either talking about wizardry, manifestation, or some conspiracy.
Oh, you know what? Let's talk about star signs.
Okay, now
What's your favorite one?
my one, Gemini,
Gemini.
obviously.
See, here's somebody sensible that knows about star signs.
Yes, I'm a Gemini sign.
What is a Gemini like? What's the personality type?
So we can get along with anyone
Mm.
because we have that duality.
Okay.
We can be both charming and so really deep.
Mm.
We can relate to everyone. So most Sia Police is a Gemini.
Okay.
Shout out
I see it.
him. Yes. So you're just charismatic.
Yeah.
You see when I'm
Brings joy to the
yes,
situation.
but they're also really deep if you get us in the right space.
Great.
And-
High highs and low lows.
People think that we are two-faced, but we're not. We just see both sides of the coin. So if you're
Okay.
coming to a Gemini to get advice, they can keep you your whole story
Yeah.
in and out.
I've been in Aries.
Oh, Aries is good.
I don't believe in star signs, but it's on that order of it
Real.
is
You
me.
should do your birth chart.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird how real it is. It's crazy. So you put in your birthday
Mm.
and
For time
of birth, yeah, and then the place you were born, and you get your birth chart. That's so it's great.
Really?
Yeah. So your moon sign is what you actually.
What is the wake up? This is legit. I need to know about this. I'm curious. What is the moon sign? Because I hear all these things about this rising, that
Yeah,
falling.
that's always confusing. I'm not so.
Not
yes, but I do know that the sun sign is your main sign, so
Okay.
Aries, and then your moon sign would be the sign that you present as
Mm.
people. So my moon sign is Aquarius. It's who I present that.
Yeah.
I'm talking of okay, just making sure.
I'll
See,
say
I
that
need
way.
to do that. And Google, every podcast I've ever done, there's always a 2-part series because I was still talking.
I just love that we have 2 consecutive podcasts where we're talking about star signs and conspiracy theories in both.
Oh, you are the commonality though.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was brought up.
Oh, okay. By you. I'm just checking.
I suppose.
I'm just checking. I see you've got a keen interest here in the stars and conspiracies.
No, I just like thinking like other people think like me.
Yeah, it's the best feeling.
Yeah.
And going through someone's For You page is very daddy as well. I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you're like,
Oh, like taking somebody else's phone and then going.
yes, and then you see what videos comes up and you're like, oh my gosh, you're just like me. I also get these videos.
I have a friend who asked me, he passed me his phone and he asked me, why do I keep getting videos of girls, dancing in skimpy outfits? And I had to explain to him that algorithm knows what you like.
Yes.
So it's going to keep showing you what you like. Don't act surprised.
So, there's a hack for this.
Oh?
I was getting a lot of videos that I didn't actually like.
Yeah.
So I just unfollowed everybody I was following.
Yeah.
And then I logged out of the app, and it almost like reset my algorithm when I went
It's
back.
refresh now.
Is there?
Yeah, I saw. So it says refresh FYP.
But it does refresh properly.
I think so.
Okay.
I did it twice just to check it out.
Yeah.
I actually do it.
I love TikTok. Do you do it?
I'm weird. That's the only platform that I'm really on.
It's my favorite. It's less censored
Mm.
and it's so real. And
Yeah.
your conversations are great. And if you'll find me at everybody's comment section. Like I just help the comment section.
People, what are you doing here?
No, I'm that person. It's like, Ariana, what are you doing here? That's me. I always everyone's comments, and I enjoy it so much. I think it's making me excited to hear about the landscape with content.
Yeah.
Especially in our country, we didn't have anything more simple to us before.
We had celebrities, but celebrities weren't really celebrities. Like, I don't think that's a thing that can exist really in South Africa.
No, it's so fictitious. It doesn't really exist unless you're an athlete. I think athletes are actually
athletes are legitimate. Celebrated people.
Yes,
right?
And then like globally recognized
Yeah.
for their careers or whatever. But I think when you that's why I didn't like the celebrity vibe. It's also fake. I don't do anything that's
I need to be.
celebrity-worthy.
Yeah.
And once in a paparazzi me close to getting coffee, so real celebrity. This is my mind times live. This is the way things. So with TikTok, I think it's so authentic to South Africa, like the content that's there. I just also feel like it can be like, I worry that so many cool creatives are going to be exposed through TikTok because they blow up so quickly, and then they're not prepared for that blow up. And as a brand, if I had a brand, I would take advantage of the fact that like they don't really know what they're doing. Inexperience in terms of business or like monetizing stuff.
Yeah.
So to just give someone something for free, they'll be willing to pay. It's awesome content with so much reach.
Yeah.
Which as marketers, we often like brag about it. Oh, you can get so much reach from TikTok. But actually it's exploited because they're working and their thoughts and ideas matter. So it's like they should get paid fairly.
Of course.
And that's something I'm passionate about. If I was a lawyer, I'd pay $1
I want to go here to something that I want us to close off on this. Number one, the future.
Okay.
Back to my.
Yeah.
We should come back.
I don't know.
We don't know.
I'm not
And
sure.
that's a fine place to be.
Yeah. You know what? My main thing, I started my podcast. I had a podcast. I started it 2 years ago. Because my friend, he's a comedian, Sarah, shout out. He was like, just do a podcast when you just took it. So when things happen like this for me, it's always a good thing. That was my blog, and my friend was like, start a blog.
Yeah.
So many goals. So I had this podcast, and we never filmed it or anything. Just audio. No sponsors. I think who wants a sponsor. Who want a sponsor. And I felt most at home in that space, just having a chat with being authentic in myself.
Of course.
So that's where I'd like to be. But at the same time, I have a young family, so there's a lot of like the way I was raised. My mom was very involved in our lives, and so this is pushing forward, like being present for my kids, so they're going to
But
school.
also doing something for yourself.
For myself, that's the way I'm at. So it's hard to say. People ask me like, "What are you planning?" Because it's required. I'm like, I'm not planning anything. So I don't know if I'll really reflect on that. If I do, it will be in the space where it's like maybe a podcasty kind of type of feeling. And then I'll have like real side businesses that I'm getting involved in just to make money because I have to eat thing. They're really great. So there's also responsibility. But what I'd really love to do is kind of just do that. And maybe monetize, maybe not. Have conversations with people that you want to hear from, because I feel like I'm a good conversationalist and lots of people where I tell their story and maybe can't just feel like that tells that's whatever it is.
Have you ever thought of going the kind of management agent route? Because you have the perfect set of skills to be an honest, but also, so what's the word now? To see those opportunities, to be honest, but also see where you can exploit the market for your clients. Have you never thought of doing that?
I've thought of it, but that's Ottawa.
Yeah.
And I work for keep my kids at home school.
Got you.
Agent. So I would do it. I would actually like to be a sports agent because my husband's a professional cricketer and I manage and those and stuff for him. And I'm really good at it.
Yeah.
So, and I do like his PR and all that kind of stuff for him. And I think I'd be good at doing it for like a range of athletes. That would be something I'm passionate about. I also want to go into like producing documentaries about sports people. Yeah. Because the conversations I get there with like famous athletes are so interesting because I don't give the absolute shit about sport. I just care about them as people. Yeah. And then you learn so much more because most athletes are confronted with fans. So they have to talk about their sport. But there's so much other interesting things.
Yeah, what do you actually care about?
Yeah, exactly. So when you talk to them and you realize it's a story there, and I'd love to like produce documentaries about sportsmen and where they come from, and it's always such an interesting story to listen to. So that's where I want to be. But I think my main focus for 2024 is just to like focus on my kids and being a present mom and supportive.
How much of the sport do you actually know?
About cricket? Yeah. So Quentin de Kock, do you know cricket?
I know a bit.
Okay, Quentin de Kock's wife, Sasha de Kock, taught me everything I know.
Okay, cool.
So I sit next to Sasha, eat all the painting, and I'm like, what's happening? What's this? I still don't know main things. I don't know power play. Yeah. But now with the Cricket World Cup happening, Wayne is injured, unfortunately, so he can't be there with the Proteas. So he's watching every single game. He watched him 3 times, like the same match 3 times. So yes. So now I'm like, why are we watching this? He's like, this is my job. That's why I'm watching it.
No, but this almost like joining a Zoom call at the office when you're off sick.
I'm like, what are you watching? He's like, come watch Glenn Maxwell just got 200. I'm like, oh my God. I feel like literally like a wall, everything. He's like, sit here. He's like, this is the 3rd time I'm watching it. I can't believe you just got 200. You know how unbelievable this is.
I've seen them before. Spoiler.
This is the 3rd time you're watching Glenn Maxwell bat 200. Okay, cool. So I know a little bit more now because Wayne's teaching me, but we've been together for 10 years. Yeah. I should know more by now.
It's a bit of dick.
No, I'm like a fan of everyone, but like for the off the field like stuff. I'm more of a rugby fan. Like I understand the game better. Yeah, I'm a rugby girlie.
Amazing.
I always tell Wayne he could have been a flyer. I could have been like under the bollards. Why down Wayne on else by it's like how? It's like we just love cricket. Okay, fine.
Oh, poor minute.
Could help that I love rugby. It's so much easier to understand.
It is.
You kick the ball that way, and then you just score it right.
Falls on the floor, you fall on the floor, you to release it.
Exactly. It's just so simple. Cricket's very strategic and complicated. Yeah. It's like an intense thing to watch. I told you that ADHD is me. I have all
Listen, it's like an echo chamber because diagnosis here as well.
Really? Yes. Are you on anything for it?
Not like that.
I don't want to be. I love it. And I didn't like feeling like normal.
Yeah.
I love my
discussion. It's so far away. It's weird. Like focus, it's weird.
It's not, I don't like it at all. I love having ADD. I think it's so fun. Like you just like,
I mean, the lows are very low.
no, it's horrible.
It's terrible.
But the fact that we can have this interesting conversation.
No, just
So
disclaimer: the lows of ADHD are very low.
Horrible.
It's not a superpower. It's yes, but it's fun sometimes.
Like I said, in everything there's pros and cons. So just know that the pros are also quite nice. You don't lie. You want to know what the future is? So the future is there is no future.
Yeah, there is no future. My God, it's so dystopian.
It comes.
I should think
Maybe I'll do something. Maybe I won't.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for real. This has been an honor, a pleasure. For you to. I mean, I know keep saying like 2009, but to me it's such a long number.
Thank you.
It's so far away. I just think of how many things I've done in between.
Yeah.
And you have been focused and at it and working and getting to where you want to be.
Yeah.
That's why I said like being able to have those boundaries, it really is a special thing because you've worked to get to that.
work with, I really encourage other content creators to just create the way you create your content, create the environment where you can be celebrated and also criticized, but in a positive way. That's fine. If anything you listen to today, that would be like my nice takeaway, because being passionate about young kids.
Yes.
And seeing them flourish. It's just like know your worth and also know that like you deserve to be in a safe space.
Out.
That was an epic chat. As always, a huge thank you to Workshop 17 and Studio 17 for hosting us in their incredible venue. Brand new episodes drop every Wednesday, 6 p.m. sharp. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this episode, a sub to the channel would be thumb stopping.